Welcome to Everyday English Practice channel. I would be happy if you subscribed. In this video talk about common English phrasal verbs you need to know subject. Let's start it. Wake up. Wake up means to stop sleeping and open your eyes. You wake up when your alarm goes off, or when someone calls you, or simply when you naturally get up in the morning. For example, you might say, I wake up at 7 a.m. every day, or I woke up late this morning because my alarm didn't ring. You can also use it in questions like, what time do you wake up? When you wake up, you are not yet fully awake, but you are no longer sleeping. Get up. Get up means to stand up from a sitting or lying position. After you wake up in the morning, you usually get up from your bed. For example, you might say, I get up right after I wake up, or I get up early because I have a lot of work to do. When you get up, you're ready to start your day or continue what you were doing. Turn on. Turn on is used to describe starting a machine or a device. When you press a button, flip a switch, or do something to make something work, you are turning it on. For example, you might say, can you turn on the TV? I want to watch the news, or I turned on the computer, but it didn't start. Turn on is also used for devices like lights, fans, radios, or even a car. In some cases, it can also be used to describe someone becoming interested in something, such as, that movie really turned me on to reading books. Turn off. Turn off means to stop a machine or device. It's the opposite of turn on. If you are done using something, you turn it off. For example, you might say, please turn off the lights when you leave the room, or I always forget to turn off the oven. You can also use this phrase in negative forms, like, don't forget to turn off your phone during the meeting. Look for. Look for means to search or try to find something. If you're looking for something, it means you're trying to find it, whether it's your keys, a book, or even a person. For example, you might say, I am looking for my phone. Have you seen it? Or, she looked for a new job for weeks, but didn't find one. Look for can be used when you actively search, but also in more casual settings, like, I'm just looking for a good movie to watch tonight. Find out. Find out means to learn or discover something, often by asking or investigating. When you find out something, it's usually new information you didn't know before. For example, you might say, I found out that my friend is moving to another country, or, we need to find out when the bus arrives. It's often used when discovering surprising or important information, like, I just found out that they are getting married next month. Sit down. Sit down means to take a seat. If you're standing or walking, and you stop to sit, you sit down. For example, you might say, please sit down and relax, or, he sat down after a long day at work. Sit down is also a polite way to tell someone to rest, such as, sit down, you look tired. Stand up. Stand up means to rise from a sitting or lying position. After you sit down, if you need to get up, you stand up. For example, you might say, please stand up when the teacher enters the room, or, I stood up because I couldn't see the screen from my seat. In informal settings, you might say, I stood up to stretch my legs after sitting for hours. Pick up. Pick up means to lift something from the ground or a surface. If something is on the floor, and you need to take it, you pick it up. For example, you could say, I picked up the pen from the floor, or, can you pick up your shoes, please? Pick up can also be used when gathering people or things, like, I'll pick up my friend from the airport. Put down means to place something on a surface. If you are holding something and you want to leave it somewhere, you put it down. For example, I put down my bag on the chair, or, she put down the book and started writing notes. Put down is also used in a negative way, like, don't put down my ideas before you hear them. Give up means to stop trying or to quit. If something is too hard and you decide you don't want to continue, you give up. For example, don't give up, keep trying. Or, he gave up on learning the guitar after a few months. It's often used to encourage someone not to quit, such as, don't give up, you can do it. Call back means to return a phone call. If someone calls you, and you don't answer, you might call them back later. For example, you might say, I missed your call, I'll call you back in 10 minutes, or, she called me back after I left a message. If you need to speak to someone who is unavailable, you can say, I will call you back as soon as possible. Bring up means to start a conversation about a topic. If you want to talk about something, you bring it up. For example, I wanted to bring up the issue of deadlines during the meeting, or, she brought up the idea of traveling to Europe next summer. Sometimes, bring up can be used when talking about personal or sensitive topics, like, he brought up his concerns about the project. Come over means to visit someone at their place. If you invite someone to visit you, you ask them to come over. For example, do you want to come over to my house for dinner? Or, she's coming over this afternoon to help me with my project. You can also use it when inviting someone to hang out, like, come over anytime, we can watch a movie. Go on means to continue or keep doing something. When someone tells you to go on, they are asking you to keep talking or to continue. For example, you could say, go on with your story, I'm listening, or, the meeting went on for 2 hours. It can also mean, happen, as in, what's going on over there. Hang out means to spend time with someone in a casual way, often doing nothing in particular. For example, we like to hang out at the park on weekends, or, I'm just hanging out with friends at the coffee shop. You can use this when talking about relaxed time spent with people, like, do you want to hang? Thanks for watching.
Share, like, and